Well, we are going to be tracking a lot of gloomy skies, unfortunately, and then eventually a little bit of rain snow mix as possible. We're talking mainly as we go into the day Friday with this one, though, and actually could be a little bit later into the day Friday at that. As of right now, rain or snow. I know that's a 50-50 split, but we're really close to that rain snow line, and we have half of our models choosing one, half choosing the other. And then just looking at our own expertise, it's still kind of early in the season. We have warm Great Lakes, so we are going to lean more toward the warm side with this one, but there is the possibility for maybe a slushy inch or so of snow as we go into the day Friday. But later on, once we get into next week, we're looking at a total pattern change coming our way. So really not that bad of a day ahead. We're looking at temperatures climbing up generally lower to middle 40s for our Wednesday. Cloud cover probably going to hold us back a little bit, unfortunately. Slightly cooler night as we head into our Thursday, but then Thursday itself will top out in the upper 30s to about 40 again, so shouldn't be all that bad. Now again, a little bit of sunshine possible. Notice how stubborn the clouds are as we go throughout our Wednesday. That'll likely last overnight into our Thursday morning as well. Notice, like I said, you can just tell they're being stubborn because they're not breaking apart. They're showing no signs of breaking apart, so it's a very small chance of sunshine going forward. Now, once we get into later Thursday, we're talking well after dark. That's when our next system starts to approach us. Notice this particular model choosing, like I said, in the form of rain, picking up on all the warmth going around across the area right now. So we have a stationary front that is living up to its name, being stationary. It eventually starts to break down and literally just kind of dissolves into the mix here of the atmosphere. But our low pressure tries to move toward us. High pressure, though, is really good at kind of blocking low pressure and steering it a few different ways. So as of right now, looks like it'll kind of curve over toward the east, so a little more of a southern track with that high pressure off to the north. But the question is, can that high pressure send enough cold air far enough south to actually make that snow come into fruition? Notice this is a warm system with all rain except for a little bit of snow right over the state of Michigan. So there's a lot going on here that we'll definitely keep an eye out for. Also, looking at just the snow trend through the models. This is the American model. Notice there's a swath of snow that stops at Lake Michigan. That's a good catch for this model because the water's very warm. So you add more warmth into a system and, well, it just switches it over to rain. So yeah, a little bit of snow might be possible, but Lake Michigan really puts a block on it. The European model, not so much. It's kind of picking up on more of a northeast wind here, bringing in that cooler air from the north, just enough that we might have a swath of a couple of inches of snow come through the area on Friday. Again, nothing major, and since we've already dealt with record-breaking lake effect this year, it's not going to be a very high impact system, but if you are traveling for the weekend, obviously that means it could slow you down a little bit later on Friday. But temperatures are going to top out at about 46 degrees, so definitely not too bad through the day. Might take a chunk out of that, though, if the cloud cover is a little bit thicker. Now into Thursday and Friday, we generally cool it off a little bit, but there's that mix coming on through, and we're going to call it a rain snow mix for now, and that's what it likely could be because I'm not really buying into one or the other right now, unfortunately. But even if it is a little bit snowy, look how warm it is. Overnight low is not even going below freezing, so the ground will be warm and melt a little bit of that off as it falls, especially with temperatures above freezing in the daytime. So again, we're talking slushy accumulations, wet roadways, if it even gets into the point of snow. Not a high impact system coming our way. We will keep it in the 30s and 40s as we go throughout the weekend into next week. That warm up into Tuesday is going to be ahead of a larger storm system that could really flip our weather pattern and bring in a lot of colder air behind it by the middle part of next week.